It's Monday, but class is still in session. Nicole Hutchison alongside George Teague, the absolute professor in this case, and he's going to break down everything Mile High Masterclass in Week 8. You see what I did there? The Denver Broncos putting on a clinic against the Dallas Cowboys, 44-24, the final in Denver, Colorado. Now, I mean, George, this was a defense that put up or allowed a season high 44 points. What can you say about this defense, and where did it all go wrong?
Well, first let me say that I think you need to call me doctor if you're going to put me in the class, right? I want to be Dr. Teague because if we're going to put on a clinic in here. But in all seriousness, man, I kind of was a little bit disappointed in the way that we played. Giving up that many yards, yes, that's a great offense. We knew they were going to have some struggles, but it just doesn't seem appropriate for us at this time of the year not to be able to stack a couple wins together. So, Nicole, we're going to have to get back to the basics, right? How to tackle, how to play defense, how to play zone.
Yeah, I think that's something that this coaching staff has been saying, though, every single week. You know, we're going to get back to the fundamentals. We've had a good practice leading up into these matchups. It just hasn't been executed when it comes down to game day, and you could see it on the film, George.
Yes, you could. So why don't we show you a little bit about what we're talking about here of not being able to execute things all the way with all 11 guys. Some of the times it's correct on one side, but not correct on the other side.
Yeah.
So what we want to talk about first is this one. So this is called a vertical stretch play is what it's going to end up at, right? So what's going to happen is they're lined up in trips. That means 3 receivers at one side, but they're going to move one guy to the other side, all right? He's gonna go there. Now what you need to look at is the leverage of Bland being outside this gentleman, okay? So that's the first thing. Second thing, once he comes over, vertical switch, what I was telling you, he's coming up, he's gonna run a post, okay? And then he is going to run a corner route. So what becomes effective, or what you gotta have is what this, oh, sorry, not him, him. Okay, sorry about the other circle. What he does. So when he gets here, his angle is extremely important. Going back straight. You'll see that he kind of drifts in. I'm going to give you a better angle so that you can see it, but I want you to see the motion happening first. So here it is. Bland has an outside leverage. Right at this point, he is now turned, okay, and trying to work outside. So when you look at the other angle, look at Kenneth Murray on this, okay? I want you to keep your eyes on him because he actually could have made a play. I'm not saying Bland couldn't make the play, but it's extremely important, again, if he runs straight back as opposed to drifting inside, now watch this. He probably gets an interception, right? So right at this point, right here, stop. Again, I'm gonna keep showing it. If he goes this direction, he's looking right at him, right? He's got good vision on the quarterback, right? He's got good vision on his quarterback where he's looking, but instead of going that angle, he actually goes back flat this direction, okay? Now watch, these are athletic gentlemen. He is super close to making this play, but imagine if he was up the hash mark right there to try to help Bland. Now Bland should have been a whole lot tighter coverage, but there's another way to help fix that.
Yeah, that was one of 4 passing touchdowns in the first half alone. You talk about in the first half as well, 27 points. That was the most that they've scored since 2013 at home. That was when Peyton Manning had that record-breaking game. I hate to say that. But you talk about Troy Franklin. He was a frequent target for Bo Nix. You also saw him in the fourth quarter as well, George. What'd you see?
Yeah, but I didn't like to see him the way that I saw him.
Yeah.
Okay, particularly when you're matched up against young defensive backs. So this one, man, I actually kind of love this coverage as a safety. So this is cover 1. Cover 1 is a man-free principle. So all 4 of these guys have these 4 gentlemen over here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. What we need to know is corners and safeties is where is our help. These 2 guys are helpers, right? One is a short hole, the other one is a deep hole. So when you're matched up man to man, he's the next man to man guy, you have to keep your leverage. He's lined up outside already, so if you let it run, you can see that he's gonna go inside. All right, pause right here, please. So remember what I told you, he is inside help. So if he tries to run in here to him, he's got help. If he runs in here, he's got another helper right there. Okay, so we need to stay outside this gentleman. Outside meaning to the left. Uh-oh. Eyes go the wrong way. He has no help outside. Pretty easy throw to Franklin.
Yeah, I mean, this is a defense that has been kind of bailed out because you had a pass rush, right? The last quite a few years, you had Micah Parsons, who, of course, is in Green Bay. But, you know, the secondary doesn't really have a pass rush. We've talked about it all season long. When you don't have a pass rush, what does that do for you as a secondary?
Man, let me tell you something. I was very fortunate to have some defensive line up in front of me, and it's so much easier and better when you have guys that can get after the quarterback. When you don't have it, trying to cover a guy 3, 4, 5 seconds it's impossible. Okay, it doesn't matter how old you are, what year you're at. You cannot cover guys that long. So we got to figure out a way to get some pressure, hopefully with 4 guys. But, you know, if you got to send 5 like we have been, you still got to get there. Someone has to beat someone. We haven't been able to win the one-on-one matchups.
Yeah, you can't go another game like this. You go from week 7, where you had 4 sacks against Washington. Granted, they were depleted a little bit, but I mean, they've had some success in these moments, just haven't been consistent. That's the word we're looking for, consistency. But when you talk about moving forward now, you've been in locker rooms where there's been some ups and downs. Where do you move forward in terms of the accountability?
You got to have your leader stand up and really tell you, someone's got to get on to somebody at some point in time. And it doesn't have to be where you're just tearing down the locker room and being something that is really holding people accountable to, are you playing the right techniques? Are you doing the things that you need to do to win the game? I can remember oftentimes a defensive lineman might have been talking to me, a linebacker, or a safety. So we just got to have the accountability there every single week, but some point in time it has to stick.
Yeah, well, there's been conversations of trade talks, of course. Well, the trade deadline, November 4th. We'll see if the Cowboys make any moves there. But I know there's a message from Dak Prescott. He said he told the locker room to just shut the trade talk up and step up. So we'll see how the Cowboys step up against the Arizona Cardinals in Monday Night Football.